What's going on, Muscle Monsters? Alain Gonzalez here, and this is the follow-up video to the previous one where we talked about the 5 main things for building muscle as a beginner. In this video, we are going to talk about intermediate nutrition and training. All right, so without further ado, let's jump right in. First and foremost, I recommend that you are, like I recommend a beginner, in a surplus, that you are consuming more energy than you are expending. As long as you can do this, you are going to be giving your body the necessary resources to repair and rebuild new muscle tissue. Okay? However, it's a little bit different because a beginner can gain half a pound to a pound a week because they are hypersensitive to the stimulus of weight training and can build muscle a little bit faster. An intermediate, however, is not going to build muscle that fast. So your surplus is going to be about a quarter to half a pound per week. If you gain any more than that, then what's going to happen is you are going to put on fat a bit faster and you are not going to be able to extend your bulk to the maximum. All right, and so the more time we can spend building muscle, the more time we can build muscle, right? So that brings me to the next point, the macronutrient breakdown. It's going to be the same as it would be for a beginner. High protein, high carb, and moderate fat, right? We know how much protein we need. Plenty of research shows 0.6 to 0.8, and that might be okay. However, all of that research also says, to a degree, that there are certain factors that may make a higher intake better. Right, so just to be safe, I recommend 0.8 to 1 gram per pound in protein. Now, as far as fats go, for the maximum benefit of a healthy fat intake, we're looking at 0.3 to 0.4 grams per pound of body weight. Now, you could go a bit higher if you need to in order to adhere to your diet. However, dietary fat is more efficiently stored as body fat than protein and carbs. Okay, so you want to take that into consideration. And then as far as carbs, we want to get at least 50% of our intake from carbs. This is our main energy source, right? This is our fuel that's going to get us in the gym performing to our max. And as long as we can perform better, we can get stronger and we can continue to grow. All right. Now, the next thing is going to be protein frequency. Now, it's not a big deal about how many meals you get in per day. However, because you're an intermediate, you have to take advantage of every single little edge you can get, right? And we have plenty of research showing that when we consume a certain amount of protein in one sitting, we elevate protein synthesis. And this is why I recommend at least 3 to 4 sittings where you're consuming a minimum of 20 grams of protein if you want to maximize protein synthesis from your nutrition. All right, this is not something that you absolutely have to do, but again, if you want to gain that slight edge, I would highly encourage that you do. All right, now let's move on to training. All right, as a beginner, you're able to progress in a linear fashion, right? So from session to session or week to week. For an intermediate trainee, this is not going to happen, and it's why I'm a huge advocate of training in different rep ranges and in different intensities, right? This is based off of the principles of Brad Schoenfeld's 3 mechanisms of muscle growth, right? We've got mechanical stress, muscle damage, and metabolic stress, right? So the first one, mechanical stress, is basically just strength, right? Training in a high intensity at a low rep range. This is what's going to make us stronger. Okay, muscle damage refers to what we tend to call hypertrophy rep range at a more moderate intensity. This is where we're still training relatively heavy, but because the reps are higher, the muscle is under tension for a longer period of time, right? And then we have metabolic stress, which is basically just muscle endurance, and that's going to be about 15 reps or higher. So it's a lighter weight for more reps. And these all kind of spill over to each other. If you're getting stronger with your mechanical stress training, you're going to be stronger in your other rep ranges. So you're going to be able to push more weight when you are aiming for muscle damage and metabolic stress. The metabolic stress is going to aid in your mechanical stress by allowing you to work with a heavier weight for a longer period of time. All right, and so lastly, the types of training that I recommend are high frequency. However, I don't recommend a full body because you're not going to be able to get enough volume. In the beginning, it's going to be great. However, after a certain point, you're going to need more volume on top of that intensity. All right, so maybe a legs push pull where you're alternating light, medium, medium, heavy, repeat. Maybe Lane Norton's fat training routine or something similar, or the traditional DUP style split where you choose your 3 or 4 main lifts, do those anywhere from 2 to 4 times per week, and then include the rest of your other bodybuilding style training around that. And I do have a free template on that kind of training, which I'm going to link down below. And that's pretty much it, guys. That's what I recommend. Eat in a slight surplus. Make sure you're getting high carb, high protein, moderate fats. Get those 3 to 4 high protein meals in per day to maximize muscle protein synthesis. Make sure that you are utilizing every rep range, right? The 3 mechanisms of muscle growth. Mechanical stress, muscle damage, and metabolic stress. And make sure that you're training at a high frequency that's going to allow you to also get in a good amount of volume. And that's pretty much it, guys. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, click the like button below. Make sure to subscribe for more videos, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Peace.